just wanted to go over the formulas on the homework, the main homework. I know homework number 2 I don't have ready or have available right here, but I wanted to show you these formulas that go with these sentences, because zinc and lead 2 nitrate react to form zinc 2 nitrate and lead. So I wanted to be sure you had the formulas right. Okay, when you see the next one, it's aluminum bromide, so it's +3 aluminum, -1 bromide. So you have to have the little 3 with the bromide, okay, as the bromide. So you have aluminum and then 3 bromines, then plus chlorine. Remember, chlorine is one of your diatomic elements, so you're going to put a little 2 right here, okay. And then what's happening is these guys are switching places, the non-metals, so then you're going to form aluminum. You're going to form aluminum chloride, bromide, and then, excuse me, you're going to form aluminum chloride. That was a mistake on my part. Aluminum chloride and bromine. Remember that these guys are diatomic, so you have to equal out the fact that this guy is 3 and this guy is 2. So right now, after these formulas are written, you can only put numbers in front. Numbers in front, the coefficients. Okay, and since these guys are 2s and these guys are 3s, you got to get them up to 6. You have to get these guys up to 6. So you have to put this as a 3 in front and put this as a 2 in front, because then it makes it having 6 chlorines. Here it's having 6 chlorines. 2 times 3 is 6. Do the same with aluminum bromide and bromine. Okay, let's move on to this one. I figured this one's going to be a pretty hard one, along with number 6 down here. So notice that it's sodium phosphate, so it's +3 and +1 and -3. So you have to have a little tiny 3. I'm writing out the compound correctly. Writing out the compounds correctly. So it's sodium phosphate plus calcium chloride. With it being +2 and a minus, you should have a little 2 here. Okay, these 2 compounds are written correctly now. Then this is going to make calcium phosphide, and calcium phosphide is going to have a +2 and a -3, and so this is going to be a 3 calciums and then 2 phosphates. So I've written this one correctly, I've written this one correctly, this one, and now you look at them as 4 ions. This is sodium, this is phosphate, calcium, and chloride. So on this side, look at phosphate like a unit. There are only 1 of them here, but this has 2. So you have to put a 2 in front of this compound. A 2 in front of this compound. Okay? And that makes a total of 2 times 3 sodiums. So you have to put a 6 in front of here. Okay? And then because there are 3 calciums, see there's 3 here, there's only 1 here, you have to put a 3 in front of here. So your final answer would be 2 of sodium phosphates equals 3 calcium chlorides, making 1 calcium phosphate. You don't have to have the 1 there, but I'm adding it in there. And then 6 sodium chlorides. Okay? It's going to be very similar to this number 6, because it's having multiple ions of hydroxide and so forth. So check that out when I get there. Now the following ones are filled out. Like this is potassium and chlorine diatomic, makes just 1 calcium, 1 potassium, and 1 chlorine, 1 to 1. Even though there's a 2 here, this guy's going to be 1 to 1 because of it being a +1 ion and a -1 ion. Just make sure you balance this equation. You need to balance, this equation, this one you need to finish. Okay. The next one is aluminum and hydrochloric acid, making aluminum chloride. Notice that it's +3 and a minus, so I have 1 to 3 of them. And then hydrogen, don't forget, hydrogen is diatomic. So you're going to have a little 2 here because of it being diatomic. So you have to equal out the 3 chlorines only having 1 and the 2 hydrogens only having 2. You got to make the 3 and the 2 up to the same number. Isn't it going to be 6? So you're going to have 6 of these, and 2 and 2, and it's going to be numbers in front, but ultimately you got to have 6 H's and 6 chlorines. try and work that one out, and we can confirm, you know, right answers on Tuesday when I'm back. Okay. Then we have calcium. It's going to be calcium hydroxide. Okay. And it's going to be with sulfuric acid, which is H2SO4. Okay. And then we have calcium phosphate. Notice it's the same formula we had up above. It's going to have 3 calciums, I'm sorry, and 2 phosphates. Okay, and then we have water. But look at water like it's HOH, because the water has an H here and an OH here. So you're going to balance out the OHs having only 2, and the H's here only having 2. You have to equal that out. But first, you have to take 3 calciums here and 2 phosphates. So you're going to put your 3 here to equal out your calciums. You're going to put your 2 here to equal out your H2SO4. And then you're going to have a total of 2. Let's see. Actually, excuse me. This is supposed to be, yeah, this is right. 2 times 2 sulfates. Yeah, wait a minute. This is supposed to be calcium. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh, gosh. It's phosphoric acid. So it's a 3 here. Sorry about my mistake. I was reading the wrong sentence. So it's 3 here because it's phosphoric acid, not sulfuric. I made a mistake there. So we have calcium, 3 calciums, 3 calciums. We have 2 times 3 hydroxides. That means we got to have to put a 6 in front of here, because there's 2 times 3 H's. 6 H's, 6 OH's. You got to put a 6 in front. Okay. This one is a little tricky. I bet you've had trouble, but you're going to have the Cu and Cu. That's fine. You have the H2, but here you have 2 H's. That's fine. Then you have 1 sulfur, 1 sulfate, but you have 1 here and 1 here. So you got to double this compound, which makes 4 H's, 2 S's, but you have 2 S's here. So you have to double your waters. And once you double the waters and double the sulfuric acids, the oxygen works out. It's got 4 here, and you've got 2 plus 2 makes 8. 8 oxygens here and 8 oxygens there. Okay. And then down here we have to double the hydrogen because it's hydrogen element. We have to double the nitrogen because that's a diatomic element. And because of the 2 N's, you got to double this guy and double your N's. That makes 2 O's. So you have to double your O's. You have to make this 2. And then you have to make this a 2. I believe it's equaled out with these 2's and leaving this guy as a 1. Okay. Let's move on to the next homework on the other side. I'm going to flip the page. You're going to do definition matching here with all these words, just like we did on the other homework. Okay. And then you're going to be balancing these. This is one we've done before but with sodium. So you're going to look at potassium and water making potassium hydroxide and hydrogen, and you're going to have the the nitrogen being 2 over here, but you're going to separate it. So your H comes over here and makes H2. So you have to double this one, and then because you double the hydroxide, you got to double the potassium, and you got to double this potassium, leaving this guy as a 1. Okay. This one's kind of hard, but I want to have you try it out, and we'll confirm the right answer on Tuesday. But you have N's here and N here, but your H's are 3 and 2. So you got to get the 3 hydrogens and the 2 hydrogens up to 6. That happens all the time. So work on putting numbers in front to get your hydrogens up to 6, and that should help figure this guy out. But I will definitely go over the right answer of balancing it on Tuesday. Okay. Let's go on to the next homework sheet, and I wanted to be sure that you read the directions up here, that once you balance these, you're going to write a sentence out. So the one word you didn't know is on number 2 is ethane. This chemical is called ethane. Okay, so you're going to balance out the C's and H's and O's last, like we've done before. Okay, I want to be sure you had these formulas right for 5 through 9. 9's already written out for you, so is 7. Check that out. But I wanted to show you aluminum nitrate Okay, aluminum nitrate. Okay, aluminum nitrate. Sorry, got things opening up here. Okay, aluminum nitrate is going to have a 3 on the outside, plus sodium hydroxide. Okay, it's going to make aluminum hydroxide, but the hydroxide has to be tripled, just like the nitrate's tripled. Okay, so what it is you have to have 3. You have to have 3 of these sodium hydroxides, because you tripled the nitrate, you tripled the hydroxide, so you got to put 3 here and a 3 here. Okay, we're going to do magnesium on the next one, making or reacting with nitrogen. So nitrogen, remember, is diatomic, and it's going to make magnesium nitride. So it's Mg3N2. Oh, sorry, it's a 2 there. So you're going to make a visual with the coefficients. You're going to put 3 here, and then you have the equal amount of nitrogen. That's simply it, 3 to 1 to 1. 3, 1 to 1. I believe this guy's already balanced because the coppers are equal, the hydrogens are equal, and the O's are equal. They simply just switch places. Okay. I think number 8's kind of confusing because this is the first time you've seen a product first in the sentence. I'm going to show you some of those on the later homework. So you're making sodium, it says here, okay, but you're starting with sodium chloride. So you can have sodium chloride, okay, it's a liquid, it's trying to tell you that, making sodium plus chlorine. Okay, so what you have to do is double this guy and double this one, okay, when you do that one. But that's what the sentence is saying. It's kind of different having the product first, but it can be written that way. Okay, so try to balance these out. Balance number 10, balance all these. We'll talk about answers on Tuesday to make sure you're on the right track. But don't forget about writing the sentences here. Eventually, we're going to be learning the types. So don't worry about that quite yet. We'll learn those next week. You'll be able to finalize that part, getting all the types done. Okay? Let's go on to the last page. I have one thing to share with that one. There's a lot of formulas. They're all written out for you. But I would suggest that you look at this one on number 9 again. Number 9 is very similar to some homework equations we've done before, but look at water like it's HOH. So that the hydrogen gets doubled, so you're going to double the lithium, water, and lithium hydroxide. Okay. Also on number 15, you're going to look at hydroxide here. So look at water like it's hydrogen hydroxide. So you have 2 hydroxides here, but only 1. Here you have 1 H, but here you have to double the nitrates. So you're going to simply have doubling this guy and doubling the water, looking at water like it's HOH. Okay. On number 16, you're going to have a high number of hydrogens. So you're going to balance the carbons and then the H's. Then you'll have to double everything. Double these 3. Okay. Again, when we get together on Tuesday, I will try. Sorry about it's not very clear for some reason. Can you guys see him okay? Sorry about that. Here, check number 13 out. 15 out. Tried to help you out there. But I will help in many ways on Tuesday to make sure you have the right, we can check answer keys on Tuesday. And one final thing, don't forget at the bottom you're writing a sentence for each one, for number 18, for number 10, number 13, 6, and 4. Don't forget writing those sentences. Write a sentence out. So you'd say like calcium and nitrogen react to form calcium nitride. Let's see you write that out before you turn this in. Okay? We will talk on Tuesday. Try to have your homework done for Tuesday so you can get it turned in. Okay? See you then.